Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tarot Tuesday. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm Mary. I'm one half of the Mystic Mages. Today, it's just going to be me on Tarot Tuesday. A lot of times, it's both Jem and I, both the Mystic Mages, and today, it's just going to be me, Mary. I'm very excited. Everyone go ahead and wish Jem, good luck on what she's doing today. She's taking off and doing a little event, so we're super happy for her. And then today, I'm going to kind of give you guys our reading for the week. So I know a lot of you join us for Tarot Tuesday, so thank you all who are coming back, who are joining us, who are here again, who are supporting us. We love you guys so, so much. And for all you new people coming in, hi and welcome. Welcome to the Mystic Mages, a community of people and guidance, just trying to help everyone lighten up, to live that inspired lifestyle, to be happy, and to just enjoy the life that they have. So thank you all so much. If you're new here, also leave us some comments, say hello, introduce yourself, and anyone who's watching, go ahead and give me some thumbs up and say hello and just let me know you're here so that we can hang out with you guys. I'm really excited for today because I feel like there's a lot going on, some serious heavy energy, a lot of things moving on in the energy, and I know that a lot of you guys need us right now. I know that there's a lot of questions out there, a lot of things going on, and just a lot of movement through some energy. So I'm super glad that you guys are here and that we can talk through this, and I hope that this message finds you well and that you guys kind of listen to the wisdom that I have for you today and really implement in your life so that you can be a little bit happier, be a little bit more to the life that you're looking for, and use this information to help you guys move through some energy. Some of the energy you might be feeling right now. There's a lot. And if you're going through a lot, don't worry, guys. This is completely normal. So really what's going on right now is there's a lot of retrogrades. So there is a lot of content online about retrogrades. Every time there's a Mercury retrograde or this retrograde, people lose their shit and pretend like it's the end of the world and all these things are happening because it's retrograde. Now, if you guys are watching this, hopefully you know that that's not true. Retrogrades are really, and we're going to get sciencey today, guys. I'm definitely the science person, so we're going to talk a little bit about the science of things, and I'm really excited. So what happens with the retrograde is basically, you know how there's the Earth, and then there's the orbits of all the other planets and celestial beings out there. And sometimes, their orbits aren't perfectly circular. They're kind of in this oval or eclipse shape. So sometimes when we're moving and they're moving, we're kind of moving at the same time, and it looks like they're going backwards. So you guys will totally know what I'm talking about. You ever park in a parking spot and you're kind of moving forward and the car behind you is like moving backwards? You're like, wait, which one of us is moving? Am I moving? Is that car moving? That's what happens with the planets sometimes. So one of the big ones that we have right now is Pluto going into retrograde. So Pluto, whether you believe it's a planet or not at this point, is a celestial being and it has an effect on us. And this is really kind of because it's something that's really, really far out. It's something that, we don't, its path, its orbit, is quite long. So it takes a long time to circle us. Because of that, there's a lot of shadow and there's a lot of dark. It's one of those far out, it's really associated, Pluto, with your darker side, those sides we don't want to talk about, those kind of hidden shadow sides. So that's definitely one of them that's going into retrograde. And the other one is Saturn retrograde. And Saturn has a lot to do with discipline and kind of getting things done. You think of Saturn, you think a little bit serious. It's definitely connected to Capricorn and the Earth signs and all of those. So we have one planet that's a dark sign, or your shadow side, and one side that's your discipline side. And both of those are going in retrograde. And what the retrograde means in energy is that it's kind of like if you were to pull up a tarot card reversed or something like that. The energy is going backwards. So when we talk about Pluto retrograde, we're talking about being able to see our darker sides. This is a time where you come face to face with your darker sides. Things are triggering you, things are happening, those kind of things you don't love about yourself so much, those are coming up right now. When it comes to Saturn being retrograde, this is kind of talking, especially since, we're in Taurus season and all of this, it really talks about kind of discipline and where you're maybe too harsh or not harsh enough, or where you're not focused, focused too much, those types of things. So we have a lot of that going on. And what that really means to you guys is that there's a lot of things to get down on yourself about. That's basically the long and the short. And I'm feeling it too, guys, so I'm speaking from experience. Since there is so much going on and so much of these kind of heavier energies that are important for us to deal with, it makes a lot of times, you're going to be kind of looking in the mirror or looking at your work or looking at your stuff and just saying, like, what am I doing? Am I doing this right? Or getting down on yourself, or I hate this feature about me, or this is going on and I don't like that. So that's a lot of the stuff that's going on right now. And that's really heavy energy, because honestly, even though other people are toxic and other people are, they say things and other people influence us, we are the biggest influence on ourselves. And when we're talking shitty about ourselves, we are having the most impact. When we are getting down on ourselves and on our traits and the things that aren't so great about us, which we all have them, it's not a big deal, but that can be really negative. And there can be a lot of kind of pain that happens with that. The other thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and again, is a little bit on the science side, is really about cycles. So we've had a lot of questions. I think it was in a couple videos ago that Jem was talking about how we're going through a 7-year cycle right now. And one of our beautiful people out there commented, oh my God, is the decisions I'm making right now going to affect me for the next 7 years? And I really want to take some time and discuss that with you guys, because I think this is a really important aspect of both tarot, which we're going to get into, don't worry, but also energy as well, and just how this is affecting you. And this stuff is really, it's really close to me, because I would say the science is really what makes me believe. I've always been an intuitive person. I've always been extremely connected. I've always believed in the cards and the angels and everything that is that I do. But there was a time kind of like early 20s for me where I was just like, is this real? Do I believe in it? Kind of those questions. So I started digging into the science aspect of it all. And when I really got into the science aspect, I really was able to understand it in a new way and be able to do physics experiments on my own that really prove what's going on in the energy. So I want to talk to you guys about cycles, how that kind of relates to the science side, and what that means to you. So when we talk about cycles, our phases, our waves, these are periods that the celestial beings out there have an effect on your energy. And a lot of people, especially in today's world, sadly, don't believe in astronomy or astrology or any of those things and how they have an effect on us, which is really sad, especially when you think the greatest minds ever, Benjamin Franklin for sure, Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, were all extremely, extremely into astronomy and astrology and how it affects people. There's also an entire people who do the stock market based on these things. They are really, really proven, but for whatever reason, not mainstream. Now, when it comes to the science of it, I won't get into super sciencey with you guys, but my main kind of theories that I like to follow. So if you guys are interested, follow up on these. First is he's a doctor, but he's not a research doctor, but Dr. Joe Dispenza is a great, great author. He writes a lot about theory and about chemistry of energy, which I really find inspiring. He is fantastic, and a lot of his research is very credible. So he's a fantastic one. I take a lot of my theories from string theory. I think that is probably one of my favorite next to the holographic earth theory. Those are the two kind of energetic theories that I really like as well. And of course, nanoparticle theories and technologies as well. All of those are really kind of the science behind tarot cards, behind energy, behind what's going on in the planets and how it's affecting you. So if this, if you guys are sciencey people, reach out to me. I have a million books, I have a million ideas, a million websites that we can go into. But really, I just want to touch on the science a little bit, because what these really bigger pieces of science are saying and proven through all different types of things at this point is that on a very, very, very nano-atomic level, that things have the ability to affect other things. And that's a really big summation of exactly what's going on. But in this theory, that they've proven and they've tested and they can kind of pull it all together, it's letting us know that that one being and its size, its density, its weight, its molecular structure has an effect on other things, other molecular structures, other, how things are influenced and so on. So I'm not going to go overboard with the science. That's about it, guys. But really, these theories are really interesting because they let us know and they prove through scientific experiments that just focusing on something, just looking at something, putting your concentration on something, or implementing something into your life can truly make a difference on a subatomic level that then radiates outward. You guys, this sounds really kind of out there, but there's a great visual and one that you guys are all going to be really, really, know about that speaks of this. So if you guys have ever thrown a rock into a lake and you see like the little ripples that come out, that is basically energy waves. Those are phases. Those are the same things that we're talking about. These types of energy waves are exactly what's going on when we talk about what's happening in the planets or what's happening in the energy. It's those little ripples that affect you. And really kind of, again, all the science behind it is just letting you know that Pluto, though extremely far away, still has an effect on your energy. the waves that it makes as it gets closer to you and farther away from you, those little waves that it make do radiate, they hit you and they affect you. You know, if you're throwing that same rock in a lake and someone else throws a rock next to it, you know, your waves don't crash into theirs and go under theirs and theirs goes over yours. They crash into each other and they make, you know, kind of a new wave going off in that direction. And that's what's happening. So in a very long way to get back to the original question, when you ask, you know, are these things that I'm doing now, if I'm in a 7-year cycle, or, you know, is Saturn retrograde, how is it affecting me? By this happening, by these things moving, those waves are coming at you and you're feeling them, is basically all it is. And it changes you just a little bit. When Pluto goes into retrograde, whether you believe in it or not, you'll notice it. You'll notice a lot of people right now are kind of in those woe is me, like what's going on? Who am I? Like, or their dark sides are coming out. A lot of people are getting in fights right now or coming face to face with old problems. Whether you believe in it or not, these things are happening. And these energy waves affects you guys. So that's why on our Instagram page, on our Facebook page, we try and give you really quick information about what's going on in the energy so that you guys can see that and just very quickly know that that's going on and know how it affects you. Because it affects you on so many levels. You know, Pluto being in retrograde, the darker side is coming out. So the darker side of you, the darker side of your partner, the darker side of your kids, the darker side of your dogs, darker side of the school teachers, darker side of the parking attendant, all of that stuff is coming out. It's not independent to you. And knowing that really helps you kind of stay, you know, where you need to be. I know what's going on in the energy, so I didn't go grocery shopping today at 4 o'clock like I thought I was going to. I'm going to go at 9 o'clock when no one's there and I don't have to deal with their energy, because I know a lot of people are short right now. A lot of people are snippy right now because there's a lot of energy going on. So the information that we're putting out there is really here to help you guys kind of make those choices in your life, to help you kind of not get involved in some of the energy that's going on, to kind of know what's going on in the energy so you can better handle and really mitigate the energy issues around you guys. That, paired with the beautiful tarot readings we do, give you insight into your own energy and how you can kind of help move yourself forward, help make changes in your life, and help get where you want to be. So I hope that kind of answered some of the questions. You know, what happens now in a cycle, in a phase, it just means that your particular energy going out is, you know, it's kind of one wave. You know, if you can change your waves, of course, but you kind of have one wave. So if this isn't a 7-year cycle and you're putting out this woe is me energy constantly, well, that's what it's kind of latching onto for the next 7 years. And while, of course, it can change and it can alter and all of this, that's not what you want to lead with. So when we let you know, we're going into a 7-year cycle or a 3-month cycle, don't think that that's the way it's going to be for that amount of time. Just know that that energy is kind of imprinted in that next couple years. And to make it easier for yourself, if you come in with a better attitude, then that higher vibration is imprinted, which is perfect. If that lower vibration is imprinted, it's going to take a little bit longer to get over that. And there's just going to be a little bit more challenges to raising the energy. Somewhere, if you're in a cycle and you have been really crappy for 3 years and want to be better for 4 years or anything like that, don't worry, guys. You can change it at any moment. You can kind of break out of it. But it's nice to know, what's coming around so you can hit your energy on the right thing and let it carry you and just make your life easier. So you're never stuck. You're never in the wrong place, but aligning correctly with what's going on in the energy, what's going on with our world and our universe will help you just be a little bit more successful and just make things a little bit easier for you guys. So that's my very long-winded explanation of what's going on, because I feel like a lot of you are just coming to us for the first time. You're getting interested in this, you're learning about this a little bit, and I can know that a lot of you out there question it. Because we all do, and I encourage you guys to question everything that you see and you hear and you read. But I want to give you guys information as well. So again, if any of you individually is more interested in kind of the theory behind it, the science behind it, and all of that, just reach out to me and I'll be happy to have a conversation with you guys or do a separate video on it, because to me, it is the foundation. I'm a very much must be able to prove it to believe it type person. So I found a lot of research out there that helps me form my beliefs and helps you guys out. So just let me know if you're interested. So now that all that boring teacher stuff is done, I'm going to get into the tarot reading for you guys. We're going to jump into what's going on, what energy is about to happen, and what is it on the 4th? We're about to go into a new moon, which I'm super excited about. I love new moons. I think they're like made for me, basically. They're just my absolute favorite. New moon, new beginning, nice freshness. Very excited about all that. So I can't wait to get into that for you guys. I'm going to be doing a bunch of cards today. So I have my standard tarot cards to give you guys a little bit of a reading. We're going to be taking a look at our shadow cards as well to kind of see what's blocking us. And then we're going to be taking a look at our love cards to see where we are in love and how we're doing there. So let's go ahead and dive in a little bit, guys, and let's see what's going on in the energy. Let's see what's going on, what the reading for all of you out there is going to be. And this reading, it doesn't matter if you're watching this live with me or if you're watching this later on. It doesn't matter, guys. It's all going to be the same. It's all going to be really just, a part of the reading. It's going to be for you guys, for you to, it's for you no matter what. So let's see if I can get one more card here. Oops, there we go. All right, guys. So I'm going to hold these up for us so we can take a look. All right, there we go. My lighting's working. So these are the cards that we have going on, guys. Yes, you may be looking at these and you might go, oh my goodness, these are a lot of dark cards. So whenever I do a tarot reading, the first thing I like to do is look at my overall suits that I have. So in this reading in particular, we have 2 different swords and a staff. So we have a lot of cards that are talking about change. When I think of swords, I think of kind of fast, violent change. When I see staffs, we think of change that you've kind of initiated yourself, self-growth change. So these cards are talking about a lot of change and a lot of movement. These are also kind of the cards that talk a little bit more, I don't want to say hardship because I don't want people to think that there's going to be a hard time, but these are the cards that we generally associate with hardship just a little bit more. These are the cards that, we all know the cups are all about love. We all know they're great. And these are the cards that let us know that there's some work that needs to be done and some things that we're going through. So the first card that we picked up was the 7 of Swords. So let me get that close for you guys. Let me see that. Isn't that beautiful? I love this card. So really what this card is talking to us about, and this was the first card that we pulled, we can see here that there are 5 swords up here, and there are 2 swords left behind. So when we see the 7 of Swords, I can't read backwards, guys. This card is talking to us about a few different things. This is sometimes called like the thief card, someone stealing your swords and leaving some behind. But to me, it's more talking about a lot of times we make a decision or we're moving in a direction in our life without all of the information. We're someone who we see some pieces, we see some information, we make up our mind and we move forward. But now is not quite the time to do that, guys. This card is letting us know that while we have most of everything in place, there's a lot of good information going on and we think that we have everything that we need. There's some information kind of hiding behind. And if I can get closer, I don't know if you guys can kind of see this. Can't see the design on that card. That's okay, but there's some pieces of information being left behind. So all of you guys out there who are thinking about making that change, who have made that kind of gotten that clarity, some things aren't working right now. There's a time right now where some things are unsettled and we're like, okay, this relationship's no longer working, this career's no longer working, this is no longer working for me in my life, and it's time to move forward. But let's just take a minute here, guys, and not make a rash decision. Don't jump all in when you're still missing some pieces of information. Don't take what's just plainly in front of you as the truth, as everything that there is. There's some information lying behind here that you don't quite have that is really important for your decision. So let's just take a little bit of a wait and see what that information is. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about here is our Knight of Staffs. Isn't he beautiful? So this knight is obviously, you can see him that he's charging into battle. This is a card that's charging in, and again, charging in probably a little too fast. I love his energy. I love that you guys are headstrong and that you're motivated and you want to make changes in your life, because heck yeah, man, we all want to make those changes in our life. But again, we don't want to go in too headstrong. There's information that we don't quite have that we still need to make the best decision. So don't go flying in headstrong. This card might also be letting you know that there's a male who's going to be bringing you that information. So be on the lookout to see if there's a male or a male energy in your life that's going to be bringing you some information, the final pieces that you need. But again, we don't want to go in headstrong. We don't want to be foolish. We see him here. Sorry, guys, this is just never going to be quite right with the big lights. But we see him here on a horse who's kind of looking down. That horse is not, they don't have their head up ready to go into battle. He's kind of looking down like, all right, guy, is this the right decision or not? And he's really just kind of going in headstrong. And that's just not where we want to be. We need to collect a little bit more information about our situation, about what's going on, before we can make that active change in our life. Now, the last card here is a card that, you guys probably don't want to see. Of course, this doesn't look like a good card. This doesn't look like a card that we really want in our life. Obviously, this is someone who is kind of being overtaken by their responsibilities. There is so much going on. There's so much kind of around them that they're blinded, that they're having a hard time just seeing the truth, just being a part of it. So this reading is something that you guys need to hear. This is a very important reading because it's very clear that there is more to the story than what you guys have right now. So this is going to be a time for rest. And maybe this is only about a week. I'm hearing a week, 10 days, something like that. It's not a long period that we have to take a pause, but it's very important for you right now to not make those headstrong choices. No one wants this, honestly. You don't want to be this person. You want to be happy. You want to be strong. You want to be, intentional with what you're doing. You want to be excited with what you're doing. You don't want to be overbearing. You don't want to come to a point where you're having a really hard time. You don't want to be kind of blinded by what's going on. So the reading is very clear. You guys can see what's going on. Let's take a little bit of time. Let's wait till we get all of the information on your decision. And I feel like this card particularly is talking to all of you out there in a relationship right now. For any of you who are thinking about making a change in a relationship, making a change in partner, there's a little bit more that you need to know before you can make that decision. There's some choices, there's some opportunities, there's something else that you guys need to know before you make a decision about that relationship. So this is, this card applies to everyone, but I'm hearing very specifically for any of you guys in a relationship, there's a little bit more you need to know before you make a decision, because if you guys go in headstrong, if we go crashing in, it's not going to lead to what we want. It's not going to lead to where we're happy. It's not going to lead to the place that we want to be in life. So that's what our cards are saying. And obviously this message does look scary, but it's not. This is a message from your divine angels, your divine spirit, whatever's out there, to let you know in this exact moment, this is what's going on. If you make your decision without all the information and you go headstrong, you're going to be in for some pain, guys. So this is just letting you know, this is not a negative reading. This is a reading letting you know what could happen. And we want this in advance. We want to know when it could be a situation that can hurt us. We want to know when we're being kind of a fool, when we're being headstrong, when we're being stubborn. We want to know this information so we don't make those bad decisions. So this week, let's go ahead and just hold off. Let's wait for that new information to come in. Let's wait for things to unfold just a little bit. And then let's check back in next Tarot Tuesday. Join us next week on Tarot Tuesday, and we'll kind of see where the cards are at that time for you guys. But listen, it's time to wait a little bit. It's time to get a little bit more information. It's time to hold off on that big decision just until the rest of what you can't see becomes shown. And then we're able to really make a decision that's in strength instead of making a decision that's going to lead to anything painful. So that is our reading for today, guys. That is our weekly reading. So absolutely beautiful information. Now let's take a look at our love reading. So this is information really how I do my cards a lot of times in these types of readings. That was an internal. So that's what's going on internally. So let's go ahead and take a look at our love. Let's see what's going on in our love story and what message we have there. And let's see how many cards come out. You want to come out? Whoop. You want to come out? No, you do. I need you. Okay. And you. Got 4 cards. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with our love story right now. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the cards first. The first is our Lord of the Forest, followed by the Magician, followed by the Hidden One, and lastly, the Dreaming. So these cards, at least in my opinion, are always a little bit nicer in the fact that resolved a little bit more beautiful. So this is the Lord of the Forest, and he's such a beautiful creature. He's really talking that as we're talking about love, there's a lot of male energy going on. Look at him. He's a lord. He's not a king. He's not above. He's not anything like that. But he's the Lord of the Forest, which means he is the energy of the forest. He is someone that has domain over the forest. So when we're talking about a love reading, there's a guy out there like this. I'm not saying that there's a guy for you. If you're a guy looking for a guy, maybe. If you're a female looking for a male, maybe. Or if you're someone who's just, there's a friend. There's a male friend in your life. Or there's a male who is a confidant in your life. There's this beautiful male energy out there who has something to offer you. They have some information for you. They have a message for you. And it's time to be open and to listen to that. Maybe it's just a friend who has some words of wisdom. Maybe it's someone who's coming to you who's going to set you up on a blind date. Maybe it's someone who, maybe this is talking about your partner right now who's just there for you. There's someone there with male energy. Now note, this can be a female with male energy. Don't worry about that. But it's someone with a little bit of that earthly male energy that has something for you, has some information for you. That information that this person has is setting you off on a whole new path. And that's where we really get into the Magician. And I absolutely love this card. This card, to me, is the start of starts. You can see here that he has a little bit of every single element. He has some wands, he has some air, he has some earth. There's a little bit of everything. So this male energy that's coming to you, he's going to give you something that helps you start something absolutely brand new. Maybe it's an idea for a trip you're going to take. Maybe it is that blind date and it's going to be someone really special. There is the beginning here of something truly magical. It's the beginning idea. It's before it's even become an idea. There's this divine spark that kind of comes into you. Like, maybe if I did try speed dating, I could meet someone. Or maybe I should try that app that everyone talks about. Or maybe I should go to this bar and see what the scene is out there. There's kind of that inspiration that hits you out of nowhere that you're like, oh, maybe I should. That's what's coming for you guys. And I know I even mentioned this in another reading, but in love specifically, there's going to be the beginning stages of something absolutely amazing that you're going to be inspired. And your work is to take that opportunity. If a friend comes up to you and says, hey, bud, let's go to the bar. Let's check out this place called Pictures. I heard it's really fun. And, let's go check it out. And you're like, maybe I should. Well, then do it. When the opportunity arises, this is your card to actually go ahead and take that opportunity. When you hear that thing in your head where you're like, this card is happening and it's time to actually do it. Act on it. Don't, tell your friend that Netflix is happening or you got work in the morning or any of that nonsense. Don't let that block you because there's such magic happening. There's such the beginning of something happening. I want you guys to take that opportunity. And that is very different from what we're talking about here. Here we're talking about a hard decision that you guys have to make. One of those decisions that needs some time. One of those real decisions. This is just talking about something fun that just kind of pops up into your life that you guys decide to take as well. So this is a little bit different. That card is going to lead us right on to the hidden one. And I love this card too because while generally when we think of things as being hidden, we don't necessarily think of them as good. We generally think of hidden things as bad. But these are fairy cards. Good and bad doesn't mean the same thing to them. It just means that something is hidden. So this little opportunity that you're going to take, this little path that you're going to go down is going to reveal something hidden. Whether this is a hidden side of yourself. Maybe you're going to go on this blind date and it's going to be horrible and you're going to find out something that you don't want. Maybe you don't want guys who are into hiking as much as you thought, or maybe you don't like people who are into kayaking as much as you thought. You might be learning something like that. Or you might be finding this person who brings out something in yourself. Maybe you sit down with someone who's super into crystals. And that's really cool for the first time. And you're bringing out this hidden information that you haven't gotten to explore before. Maybe this is just talking about, if this is a relationship that you guys have been in for a long time, maybe there's something fun, a hidden talent, a hidden hobby, a hidden interest that you guys have never explored together before. And you're about to reveal something really exciting. This is not a bad card. This is just letting you know that when you take this opportunity in love, that there's going to be something very exciting, something very new, something that has been hidden for a long time. And I'm hearing that this card is for yourself. So I don't think like someone's going to come out of the woodwork or someone's going to be, hiding and reveal themselves. Something in you, something's going to blossom that's been hidden for a while, and it's going to come out to play. And this is a really good sign. And then the last card, gosh, it's probably one of the most beautiful ones in the deck, the dreaming. So as we take this hint, as we take this opportunity, and as we find something kind of beautiful that's been hidden for a while, we stumble upon this gorgeous card, the dreaming. That something beautiful, something that you dreamed about is coming into life. Maybe this is talking about you're going to have new dreams from, sitting down with someone and learning about crystals for the first time. You're deciding like, maybe I should be a crystal healer. Maybe I should go down that path. Or maybe it's something where it just sparks you guys in such a direction. It's the path towards your dreams is what you're saying. So what an exciting time. Yes, there's some energy over here that we need to be careful of. There's some decisions we need to take time on, but there's also amazing opportunity that's going to take us down a path of really doing something that is going to be exciting. This isn't a card that's saying that we're going to get our dreams. This is a card letting us know that we're going to get to a point where we're so excited and inspired, that we're going to be dreaming about things again, that we're going to have hope in life again. I know a lot of you are going through some hard relationships right now. A lot of you are going through some relationship change. And if this is you, then this cards are really speaking to you, saying that, male energy, maybe it's a friend, whatever, this is the card that's going to help you get there, and that you're going to really create a new relationship for yourself, that you're going to re-find what you've lost in these past relationships. You're going to be finding something that's been hidden for a long time, and this is going to bring that hope and that dreaming back into your life, that wonder, that mystery, that inspiration that you guys have been looking for. That's going to come back into your life if you just take this opportunity that's presented to you. So that's what we're getting from our love reading, that there's just this magical opportunity, this just hope. And this card doesn't mean that this is going to be your career. This doesn't mean it's a huge choice. This doesn't mean that this is, the end of anything. This just means that there's something coming that's going to get you dreaming again. It's going to get you inspired. It's going to get you excited. It's going to get you happy. And then you'll figure it out from there. We'll talk next week or the week after, or a month later, whatever, and we'll figure out what that is. But there's something that's going to return you to hope, something that's going to return you to excitement, something that's going to inspire you again. And I love that, because that's truly beautiful. And I think that's where a lot of us need to be right now, with some heavy energy that's going on, with a lot of the changes that's going on. We need to be in this dreaming state. We need to be in this excited, hopeful state where good things can still happen. So take this opportunity to dwell here. Take this opportunity to really be in a hopeful place where good things can happen, so that you can bring that into your life. Now, the last card that I'm going to pull for you guys, I think last card, is going to be from our shadow deck. So these are cards that will tell you what is blocking you. What is blocking you out there? What is getting in your way? What's making it hard for you to get over and get to the place of happiness? And then this is the card that we get. Sorry, I turn it this way. Gilded Regret. I love her. I love these cards so much, and they're so on point. But what this card is telling us is that there's been some stuff in the past, some stuff that you weren't super proud of, some stuff that didn't go the way that you wanted to, some stuff that wasn't what you wanted it to be. Maybe you failed. We've done that. I've failed in past relationships. I've failed other people. People have failed me. I've failed in my relationships with my family by not being there. I've failed in business. I've failed in school. I've failed in friendship. I've failed in it all. And so have you. And that's totally okay, because that's how we learn. But if we let that haunt us, if we let this past kind of haunt us, this regret, it goes from a different place, from just learning from our lessons, into this place of regret. I hear this so many times with so many of you who are trying to start that new relationship, or start that new job, or start a business for yourself, and you'll kind of say like, yeah, but everyone out there sucks, or I'm over 30 and no one's good anymore. Everyone has kids, that I'm looking for. Or what's the point of starting this career because, I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm never going to pay off my debts. Or I hear this so much, what's the point of starting that business when that already exists so much out there? That's all what shifted from the past, which shifted from lessons, have now turned into this kind of really ugly situation. We can see her. You know what I mean? She's sitting there and she's not a bad person, but she has all these kind of thorns that really prevent her from doing anything. She has down here, it's a whole ocean, a whole kind of, thing going on. There's so much going on in the past. There's so much going on in the universe, so much that has happened to us, but yet we're choosing to wear a crown of thorns. We're choosing to put up these kind of spikes, these things that have been negative, and wear those on the top of our head, to wear those as our crown. And that's not what we want to do. When we use the past in a way that hurts us or prevents us from moving forward, what we're doing exactly is killing this. How can we dream, family. Family is great at doing this. Remember when you're a little kid and you're like, Mom, I want to be an artist. That's what I want to do. I want to be an artist, or I want to be a firefighter. And they turn to you and they say, there's no money in being a firefighter, or you want to be a starving artist. That's the response. That's that gilded regret where people who they take something and they morph it into this reason that kills your dreams. They turn it into something that becomes painful, something that becomes, not something that helps you be inspired. And that's what's happening in your energy right now, guys. And especially with Pluto in retrograde and us looking at our dark sides, we can look at those dark sides and they can kind of fester. They can get to a point where we hate that aspect of us instead of accepting our past and accepting the things that we've done and understand that, well, they weren't the best. I wasn't the best person at the moment. I did the best I freaking could. Okay. How old were you? What situation were you living in? What was all this other crap influencing? You did everything you could. You responded in the way that you thought was correct at the time. You used what you thought was love at the time to respond, and it was wrong. And that's okay. You shouldn't hate that aspect of you. You shouldn't let that be a dagger through your heart. That shouldn't be something that morphs your future in a negative way. It should be a lesson. Yes, in the past, I wasn't very kind to my exes and I let anger get on top of me. That's a lesson that you can kind of take into the future and learn how to work through your anger and learn how to speak with communication openly to really invite that in. But if you're someone who closes down and just says, I'm just never, love isn't for me, I'm just done with love because everyone's out there a jerk and all we do is fight, well, then you're having gilded regret. You're having this kind of past thing that's truly hurting you. So guys, we really don't want that, because that really helps us, that really hurts us in this aspect too. When we have this kind of jaded, gilded regret, it forces us to make a quick decision because we think we know all the answers. Well, I know how this person's going to act because I've dealt with 18 people. I know how this client's going to be because I've dealt with 5 clients like this. So whatever, I don't need all the information. I can just make my decision, go in headstrong, and end up like this. That's not what we want to do. This card is directly blocking you guys. So what we need to do is remember that. Look at our past, look at our lessons, and when these things come up, when these moments come up, I know this is hard, but what we need to do is just take a few seconds, close our eyes, focus on what it is that's affecting us. So in the past, I've been kind of a bitch to people, and I don't want to be that way in the future. But I know that this lesson is affecting me, and I know that I'll take this information into the future with love. And kind of do one of those. And I know that was kind of nerdy, whatever. You guys get the point. Whatever you need to say to yourself, whatever you need to kind of talk yourself off the ledge, because you need to bring it back when we get triggered. When we have these moments come up, you need to bring it back to, this is the way I acted before. And while it wasn't the best, I understand that it was the best I could be at the moment. I don't want to make these decisions in the future, so I learned this lesson with love. And when you're able to kind of shift your mindset like that, and you're able to kind of turn it around, you can really learn a lesson instead of, causing yourself more damage. So I hope that really makes sense to you guys, and that this card isn't something that you guys are afraid of, but it's something that reminds you to not jump in too hard, to not go somewhere without all the information, to not go in headstrong, and to not get buried by your own kind of choices. This is not where we want to be. This is the negative side. So I'm going to lay these out in a way that I think is really fun, because this is what, let's see if I can hold all these cards. This is my kindergarten stuff coming back together. All right, look at all these beautiful cards that we have, guys. This center card is really the pinnacle. Oh, I can't touch it. This is really the pinnacle right here. I'll do this. This is the moments that are going to be coming up in your life. These are those moments, those shadow sides, those moments of regret, those triggered moments that are coming up. And you can really make a choice here. When those moments come up and when you feel that regret come up, you can go down this path, which is kind of being harsh and moving in too strong without all the information because you think you know from the past. So that's one path that you can go on. Or when those moments come up, let me spread these out a little bit more for you. You can take that moment as information. You can create something awesome out of it. You can see, like, you know, yeah, let me pull this out for you. When that moment comes up and you kind of embody this peaceful energy, you can really kind of create something new out of it. And when you create something new, you find a lesson, you find a hidden truth in yourself that gets you closer to dreaming, get you closer to that happiness and that inspiration. So these are the cards that we have, and this is our reading in completion, guys. This center card is really speaking to you, speaking to all of you out there. This is the card. These are the moments over the next week, those past shadowy moments that are coming up that we really want to not ignore. We don't want to hide these moments. We want to take these moments, look at them directly in the eyes, and make the choice to not go down the path of rash decisions, not go down the path that is outlined by our past. We want to go down the path that is inspired, the path that is opportunity, the path where we rewrite what has happened in the past, the path where we take an opportunity and a chance to grow, and we really get there. We really get there. We really get excited about it, and we really have an opportunity to change our whole lives. So guys, I hope this reading was good for you guys. I love doing this for you guys so much. This is really fun for me. I know usually Jem and I go back and forth, and I love doing that, but getting this special opportunity to just talk to you guys one-on-one has been really special for me and something that I'm really excited about, because I feel this reading is for everyone out there. No matter who you are, no matter how you're listening to this, no matter what pieces this connects to you, this is the information that you need to hear this week. We do a lot of energy work to try and make sure that we come to you guys with the message for you, that this is what's right for everyone out there, and this is what you need to hear. And I feel divinely lucky to be able to give you guys this message and use my talents as both an intuitive and a tarot reader to provide you with the information that I know is going to make your life great. And I'm right there with you guys. You know, even today I had like a mental breakdown. I was working on a campaign for a customer and I just lost my shit. I really did. I had like a whole moment almost crying on the floor, needing ice cream type of thing. It happens. We're human. But through there, I was able to make this decision, and I called on my partner. I called on my rock, and I told him that I needed help and that I needed him to help me and that I just couldn't do it. I just needed him to be there. And he created something amazing, something that really helped me, and it helped me do other things that helped our business grow and helped me be elsewhere. Yeah, I could have just emailed the customer and said, I can't do this right now. You're a small competitive customer. It's taking up too much of my time, and I'm done with you. But instead, I was able to take down this path. So just an example of how it can happen in your life, how these cards play out not only in love, but in your relationships, internally, externally, and any actions that you're looking to take, and how things are affecting you. This is the story for you guys. So thank you so much for everyone being here. I had an absolute wonderful time with you guys tonight. Go ahead and leave me some comments below, whether you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube. Let me know who you are. Let me know if this spoke to you. I want to hear. I want to know who you are, and I want to be a part of your story and help you guys. So go ahead and give me a shout out. Leave me some messages. Give me some thumbs up. Go ahead and leave a message or a comment. Let us know how you guys liked this reading. Let it know how it responded to you guys. And also let me know your wins. When you have this moment and you choose the light, or you choose the path that is more in line with your dreams, let me know. I want to know. I want to be a part of it, because that is a win, guys. Anytime that you can shift from this kind of energy that's this low negative energy to something that's high and exciting and moving your waves farther and farther, that is a huge win. That is getting you so much farther in life, and I want to hear about it. So thank you guys all so much. We love you, and I can't wait to talk to you. Of course, we do quick daily tarot readings every day on IGTV, on YouTube, and on Facebook, so make sure you guys check those out every day. Also, just go ahead and like our Facebook page. If you're watching this, you're probably on Facebook. So go ahead and like our Facebook page so you can see everything that we post. Like our Instagram page, because that's where we post a lot of information about what's going on in the energy, what's going on with the celestial bodies up there, and how they affect you. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have an absolute wonderful week. We look forward to talking to you guys next Tarot Tuesday and giving you insight on how to unfuck your life. So you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.